Dave McMenamin returns to the Rich Eisen Show, our friend from ESPN. Good to see you, Dave. How are you?
Felt like that line from Zoolander Mugatu says, is everybody taking crazy pills?
Yeah.
Having read that statement from Rich Paul and trying to parse through it, speaking to other teams around the league, everybody's scratching their head right now because we've seen how Rich Paul has managed one of his clients that want to be out. There's no shyness. There's no run around the rosy about making it clear that there's a trade request. That's how Anthony Davis ended up on the Lakers in the first place. Is he wanted out of New Orleans and we wanted to go team up with LeBron James in Los Angeles. This is a very roundabout way to me for Clutch to put some pressure upon the Lakers to team build and make themselves better in the short term. The problem is, let's say they fail at that task. We won't know the result of how much they got better until the next week or two, right? Well, meanwhile, all these other teams, they're trying to build their teams without any certainty of LeBron James coming to them. And so let's say after 2 weeks, he says, you know what, I do want out. Please send me, here's the teams I'd like to go to. All those other teams have been spending the last several weeks, if not the months ahead of time, planning for these several weeks, getting their team better for next year with LeBron James not in the picture. And so to me, I think it's much ado about nothing, and we see LeBron James in a Laker uniform next year.
Huh. So then, what's the? Yeah, because I mean, he opted in, like he's coming. He's not going anywhere. To the point where I don't know. So if they don't give him a viable chance with their moves over the next 2 weeks, then at the very least he leaves with the Lakers with resources based on the trade he's going to ask for. Is this like you know what I mean? Like I'm searching for the through line here that to make this all square up, and you're basically saying the rest of the association's like we don't have the answer. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Dave?
I mean, so in the statement, right, it's LeBron wants to have the opportunity to maximize whatever years he has left and compete for championships. How many championship contenders out there just have assets that they can hand over to the Lakers in terms of that would help the Lakers with where they stand in their, they're not quite a rebuild, but in their pursuit of building around Luka Doncic. I know there's a package that's been floating around on X of the Knicks could put together OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. I mean, sure, I guess you could have several permutations of what potential trades could look like, but again, when teams consider taking on someone like LeBron James, there is multiple months of decision making and meetings and roster kind of construction, theoretical conversations. It usually doesn't just plop on their plate in this fashion. Now, of course, you could say, well, hey, it's LeBron James. You got to have the conversation if you're the Warriors front office or the Clippers front office or the Knicks or the Heat, et cetera, or the Dallas Mavericks. But at the end of the day, knowing that it's probably, 2 years max of LeBron James left, 3 years max of LeBron James, he decides to play a quarter century in the NBA. What type of long-term assets would you give up in order to acquire him? And so, again, this is it's been a head scratcher over the last 24 hours. I think one thing it certainly has achieved is that LeBron James is the first name out of everybody's mouth when you discuss free agency. And that's one heck of a way to stay relevant as you go into year 23 of your NBA career.
Well, I mean, to be honest, though, Dave, his relevance is seen on the court, right? I mean, if he was, we see what Desmond Bane went for, right? We've seen what Bridges went for last year. We've seen, what Durant just went for, right? So you look at LeBron's play last year. You absolutely can see that he would be worth assets to return. I just don't know. Is there any conversation about what it would be if he was, in fact, traded because he wants to be traded after what he sees the Lakers do over the next couple weeks? Dave?
I haven't had anyone suggest what it would be. Now, certainly he's second team All NBA last year.
Right.
That puts him in the conversation for top 10 player in today's game. Anyone who watched that Minnesota Timberwolves series, you saw just how much of a guy who is willing to do whatever it takes to win. There was games in that series where he was giving all of his effort defensively. Games when Luka Doncic was under the weather, he's given all of his effort offensively. He played over 40 minutes a game in that series at the age of 40 years old. So he's still an incredible player. My point of my last thing I was telling you is that, like, we don't know how much is left of him being an incredible player. Not that he's going to fall off the ledge. I think so long as he's suiting up for any NBA team, he's going to be a very, very productive NBA player. Just like he might not play much longer. So he might play a year. And so you're going to give up long-term assets to get 1 year of LeBron. That's why there's, that could limit his value on an open trade market. Another team, when I rattled off some teams there, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're currently in the second apron. So they'd have to make moves just to get off of salaries in order to give themselves a chance to then make a trade offer for to the Lakers to get LeBron. So it's pretty muddled right now. On the other hand, you can go play with a 26-year-old superstar in Luka Doncic, stay in the same city where his son, second son Bryce, is about an hour away on a flight playing college basketball. His other son's on the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, can we underscore that point? His son is his teammate, and his wife and daughter live in the city too, and he has business interests all over Los Angeles. Again, I could be shocked. A couple weeks from now, when the Lakers free agency is all settled and done with, and that statement from Rich Paul ends up portending LeBron's exit, I could be shocked. We'll see. I still see every realistic pathway leading to LeBron James suiting up for the Lakers.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.